Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Prophet peace be upon him was asked about a person who had his head shaved before slaughtering, his Hajj, or other similar ceremonies of Hajj. He replied, "There is no harm, there is no harm." Narrated by Ibn Abbas. A man said to the Prophet peace be upon him, "I performed the Tawaf al-Ifada before the Rami, throwing pebbles at the Jamra." The Prophet peace be upon him replied, "There is no harm." The man said, "I had my head shaved before slaughtering." The Prophet peace be upon him replied, "There is no harm." He said, "I have slaughtered the Hadi before the Rami." The Prophet peace be upon him replied, "There is no harm." Narrated by Ibn Abbas. The Prophet peace be upon him was asked by a man who said, "I have done the Rami in the evening." The Prophet peace be upon him replied, "There is no harm in it." Another man asked, "I had my head shaved before the slaughtering." The Prophet peace be upon him replied, "There is no harm in it." Narrated by Abu Musa. I came upon Allah's Messenger peace be upon him when he was at Al-Bayda. He asked me, "Have you intended to perform the Hajj?" I replied in the affirmative. He asked, "For what have you assumed Ihram?" I replied, "I have assumed Ihram with the same intention as that of the Prophet peace be upon him." The Prophet peace be upon him said, "You have done well. Go and perform tawaf round the Kaaba and between Safa and Marwa." Then I went to one of the women of Bani Qais and she took out lice from my head. Later, I assumed the Ihram for Hajj. So, I used to give this verdict to the people till the Caliphate of Umar. When I told him about it, he said, "If we follow the Holy Book, then it orders us to complete Hajj and Umrah, Hajj at-Tamattu, and if we follow the tradition of Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, then Allah's Messenger peace be upon him did not finish his Ihram till the Hadi had reached its destination, had been slaughtered." Means Hajj al-Qiran. Narrated by Ibn Umar. Hafsa said, "O Allah's Messenger peace be upon him, what is wrong with the people? They finished their Ihram after performing Umrah, but you have not finished it after your Umrah." He replied, "I matted my hair and have garlanded my Hadi. So, I cannot finish my Ihram till I slaughter my Hadi."